we have some candy melts, candy wafers, candy buttons, or compound chocolate. I'm going to melt them in the microwave, 50% power for 30-second bursts. Now, the reason why we do them in 30-second bursts is so that we melt them in a slow manner rather than scorching them in the microwave and they end up seized and burned. Now, let me start melting them and then show you exactly what I mean. So again, 30 seconds in the microwave. Yeah? 50% power. Let's go. Okay, after the first 30 seconds, you can see that the melts aren't melted yet, but they are starting to. So what you want to do is give it a nice mix to redistribute the heat. And then we're going to go in for another 30 seconds. Here we see that it's starting to warm up. We have a little bit more melted melts. And I just want to stir that and redistribute the heat. I reckon we need one more 30-second burst. Here we go. Give it another stir. And as you can see, we've got a nice melted mixture. You don't want to overheat. Like I said before, you don't want to scorch your candy. So here we go. Okay. I find that this brand of candy melt is a bit thicker than I would like. Okay, that doesn't mean it's not melted enough. That's just the consistency and the fluidity of the product. Now, I've got a top tip for you to help you with that. Okay, get yourself some vegetable oil. Now, I'm going to put a tiny bit of a neutral tasting vegetable oil into my mixture. There we go, just a little bit. All that does is help thin it out and make it easier to work with. Okay. Remember, use a vegetable oil, but not a strong tasting olive oil or any other oils that might alter the flavor of your candy. Otherwise, you will have a different flavor. Here we go. So that's really nice. I like that. Now, the next thing we're going to do is do the same thing with the other color. So again, 30-second bursts in the microwave. Let's go. So this is the first burst. I'm going to mix that up. Again, you don't see much going on, but at the bottom, it's starting to melt. So let's mix that up, put it in for another 30 seconds. So as you can see, the second burst has melted it very well. But I still have very big pieces, so I might do the third burst. Again, only 30 seconds at a time, please. Don't scorch your chocolate or your candy. final burst. Mix it again with your spoon, and as you can see, we are there. Beautiful, pipeable candy. Now, because these two candy melts are made with different brands, the Wilton one, which was the white, I used some vegetable oil on because I wanted more fluidity. Now, this one I got from PME, and I think it's a good consistency, and I won't need to add any more vegetable oil. Okay, again, we put that to one side. Okay, next we're going to need 2 piping bags, and one for each color. Here's my second top tip for you. If you use a pint glass while filling your bags, it serves as another hand. So if you take your piping bag, put it inside the glass and fold down the edges, you get a lovely little holder for your piping bag, and that gives you 2 free hands to use to fill it. So I'm just going to put my candy into my bag like so. And up. I've got some on my finger, but that's all right. Up. Give it a shake. Hold it at the bottom and give it a nice twist. Okay. And we have our first bag filled. Okay. Let me wipe my hands. And we're going to do the same thing with the white. Again, get your piping bag, open it up into the pint glass, fold it over, and we're going to pour in the white candy. And squeeze. Give it a nice twist to hold it securely, and here we go. We can get rid of the piping. We can get rid of the glass now. Now we have 2 colors, black and white, to the side. Okay. Now we're going to do or use 2 different methods of making lollies. The first method is with a little silicone lollipop mold, and the other method is just free piping on a piece of parchment paper. Really easy and simple. Okay, so if you want to spend the money, I mean, it doesn't cost much to get a lolly mold, then please go for it. I got this from Amazon. Or if you don't want to and you're in a hurry, use the parchment paper. Okay? So, first things first, I'm going to show you what I've got as decorations. So, here I've got a mixture of sprinkles to show you. Okay? There. Got these off of Amazon as well, and it's got lovely different Halloween colors. I'll show it to you here. Okay, we've got bats, we've got pumpkins, we've got little lavender beads, all kinds of different colored dragées, and of course the vermicelli in the standard black and orange. Okay, so another top tip, if it's all on the table and it's all on your parchment paper, just give it a nice curve like that. Grab your container and just pour it in. There we go. Okay, Another thing you could use, if you like, are candy eyes. So these are just edible eyeballs made with sugar. So if you want to make little monster faces or any kind of faces, you can use those as well. But now we're going to get started on our lollies. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is lay down a couple of lolly sticks. Yeah. Then I'm going to cut off the end of my piping bag, making sure, again, I have twisted that very well. Now the reason why we twist is so that the chocolate or the candy stays down here and not run through the back and out of your bag while you're squeezing. Okay, so get a pair of scissors and I'm just going to cut the end off. Okay, we'll get rid of this little bit because you don't want that falling in your food. And here we go. I'm going to start on this side. So I'd like to use a bit, probably that much of space into my lolly so that it holds very well. So I'm going to hold the lollipop stick down, position my bag on top, and I'm just going to pipe in a circle and stop. Yeah. Another way you can do it is pipe first. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Pipe first and then stick the lollipop in. Okay, so while they are wet and while they haven't set, you want to put your sprinkles on, okay, so that it has a chance to stick. It's lovely sprinkles, different colors. Okay, and that one as well. I like to sort of fill it up with sprinkles so that, you know, you get more color. Okay, so let's do another one. Well, another two maybe. So again, we go over. Here's another one. Cover that. Sprinkles. Giving it a lovely, lovely Halloween vibe. Okay. Next, we're going to do the same method, but using the silicone mold. So I'm going to take this and move it to one side to dry or to set. Okay. Next, I've got my silicone mold. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add a few lolly sticks. Okay, you want to go halfway up. Here's some lolly sticks. And we're just going to fill the cavities with the melted chocolate or candy melts. Okay. Now all we have to do is give it a nice tap so that it goes down even and mixed nicely. Okay, next I'm going to add sprinkles again. lost one. Use that one. And there we go. Now, another thing you can do, if again you are strapped for time, you haven't got lollipop sticks or you haven't got any molds, is if we get the paper back in, okay, you can just pipe little mounds. So I'm going to use the tops here and pipe little mounds. So we're going to go sort of buttons, little mounds. And then grab some of your sprinkles and just go for it. There we go. Okay. Now, let's work with a black one. So if you want a different color, like let's say black instead of white, like I do, again I'm going to put some of these lolly sticks in. Stick, and we're going to do the same thing with the black. Okay, just cut off the edge and do the same thing and pipe into the cavities of your mold. Now, if at any time you find that your chocolate is solidifying, you can put the entire piping bag into the microwave for say 10 seconds or so, and that will just help to melt your candy and make it more fluid again. So again, if you took taps, and then you can use your, let's use our candy eyes for this one. Maybe one eye, the one-eyed monster in the middle. And there you have it. Let's give it a moment to solidify, and we'll be right back.